Professor Satish C. Sharma, CMG, Maharaja Group of Colleges to come up.
Good afternoon, everybody. I think it's 4:30, about the end of the next session also, the time is very less. 4:30? Sorry. About to start the new session. Being the last speaker, I was supposed to be present in the yesterday's one of the session, linking education with employability, but my flight got cancelled. Today I'm going to share very new kind of experiment which we are doing in our campus. I pick up 3 points from 3 speakers' presentations. One is entrepreneurial projects which we have taken up in our campus for our management students as well as engineering students. Another is 1 point from the presentation of Mr. Khoury, that yes, there must be some adoption policy between institute and industries. These 2 things we have already implemented. A city like Udaipur, City of Lakes, where we have a group of 7 colleges across all streams like graduate, postgraduate, management, engineering, education. We have started one center of incubation for MBA students as well as engineering students. I would like to share some of very unique projects for MBA students when we felt the need, like how to place the masses, because it's an open fact, we are not catering any classes, we are catering masses. And mass is 80% in India, where class is only 20%. But who will take care of the masses? Ultimately, any country who is going towards mismanagement only due to unemployment of masses, not the classes. What we have thought that, yes, whatever the resources lying in our 10 kilometers or 20 kilometers vicinity of our city, why not to exploit them for the local students? We are catering most of the local students, not the global ones. The very first project, we have started like the 60 students batch, we classified into 50-50, the 50% who will opt for to be an employer and how many of opt for to be employed. Very lukewarm response, very negligible response in the first year. In 2010 I'm talking about. But in 10, hardly 5 students opted for this. But we got very good results. 1 project out of 3 projects been implemented in the city of Pune as dry cleaning shopping. Named as White Tiger. The concept was very simple, 9 AM to 9 PM, catering to those people who are pure working class, husband and wife. Nobody is there to take care of the household activities. Now 3 students, they made a company, and institution, as an institution, we be part of the funder as well as partner in that company. We invest the entire money, we partner in that company, 1/4 of the share we take in that company, and the project, the entire planning and the execution part, we set with the all experts, design the project, everything, then go for the implementation part. This project is a very successful. They started with very simple 500 clients, but now they have more than 5,000 clients. They only charge 5 rupees per unit, per cloth, after washing. Very cheap, and they are getting very good response. The student who was getting a job of just 10 to 12,000 rupees in an insurance company or in any company is earning around more than 1 lakh rupees a month. Second project, we have taken up very small product like the lizard popper is a very brand name, is a very known one. We have also started a product like maize, makka. This product is amazing, like huge quantity is produced in and around the city? Hardly 12 to 14 rupees kg. Now the Lijjat Papad cost, if you have, if anybody know about the cost, 150 rupees kg, the finished product. And we are supplying the entire Papad product in 4 flavors, asking the 5-star chef to design, to give us the 4 kind of recipes of papads, the garlic one, the onion one, the red mirchis, the green mirchis, and the plain one. So after giving this, who is the producers of these papads? All NGOs, all old ladies sitting in the villages. They work with hand only, handmade papads. But given them the recipes, the quality control, and all the supply is given to the city of Goa. All drink industry, all the bars and the people, it's a real taste very nicely with that. It goes with fantastically. Now there is a huge expansion also. The dry cleaning as well as this project you can expand to any of the city. That depends on the requirements. Look at the engineering side. We have asked some of the electrical engineers to design even the in-house solar lights. They designed it. Entire campus is, my campus is on solar lights. They have designed it and now they are producing all small lamps for the rural areas to feed them when electricity is not there. They are going to sell it and we are part and parcel of the same company. So my point is, if we are not going to think on these lines, everybody cannot get a job, whether you talk about a class or a mass. So we have to train them as entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs can feed 5 people and 5 people can feed another 5 people. So it's more or less feeding 30 or 40 people at the same time, starting a small project of hardly investment is of 10 lakh rupees. Now coming to the industry and academy, this adoption policy, my institution has sat down with the Chamber of Commerce people and requested them that it's a small city and it's not a industry-based city, only tourism sector is there and some of the marble industries are there. But what can we do for the students? Now we were the first one to sign MOUs as a part of industry adoption policy with the industries, and it goes like this. A student who attends the class till 2:30 in the normal curriculum by the university and then reports to the industry. 4 students in each industry in all relevant areas like the HR, finance, marketing and other areas. They've been allotted 4 mentors in that specific industry. They are going to train them on everyday basis. Maybe a small petty work, but the student has to report there and maybe he stays there for 3 hours, 4 hours, 1 hour or 6 hours. It's up to the mentor, whatsoever kind of the volume work he is there. So that kind of training goes semester wise, complete 2 years. And after the end of the semester, the mentor is going to submit a report and the entire internal assessment marks, evaluation marks is given by the mentor only, and we just transfer those marks on our institutional sheet, assessment part. So that becomes a very serious kind of note for the students also, that it is going to affect my internal part, that's 70 and 30 marks. So this is how we can ask the industry, please retain these students on day-to-day basis so that, and I tell you very honestly, first they were very reluctant to admit those students. But now, as on date, after 3 or 4 years time down the lane, now they ask us, please send, can you send 2 more students? Because after 2 years, they become part and parcel of the industry. They know many things about those industries. First they were on no stipend, then on stipend. Now they are ready to pay them even a very, very good handsome salary also, and no training required. After 2 years, when the industry is going to recruit them, no formal training is required. Let's say for 1 month, 2 months, no orientation is required because the student is already familiar with the concerned departments. So if the industry people is really going to respond us in this manner, I think this bridge can be very strong and the institutions can progress in terms of the placement, in terms of the growth. So this relationship can be very, very positive. If we look at things positive, things will definitely happen positive. So with these words, time is a little short, and thank you everybody for this beautiful presentations made by others. I'm given the task to coordinate the question answer session on behalf of the organizers. So if any query or any questions from the audience side, we can ask the esteemed speakers about the questions or queries. Yes, please.
Sorry, I came in late. I was on a station. The tremendous amount of knowledge available here. Actually, I come from the management and IT field, and as an NGO or rather as a civil society, I'm working on the design of 21st century villages. Why 21st century? Why villages? It's very simple. To my mind, villages can be made sustainable, cities cannot. We know that. The moment the oil price is right now about 100, 120, the moment it goes to about 150, we find all the DINCs and all this stuff will be cheaper. So we have to strengthen our villages. Now the problem is if our villages are not strengthened, all the exodus of the village is coming down and coming to the slums. So with the process they are seeking the cities also, which is an unfortunate fact. So the whole concept here of making 21st century villages was, can we design a village to be a modern village? And fortunately, I think we've made some headway. I can explain that I don't have time, but I just want to share this knowledge. And this whole thing is driven by three. Biggest component is IT. If we can teach, say, the 6-year-old classes, if we can teach them how to read, write, and think, and of course use the tablet. I'm not even talking about computers. Tablets are affordable. So all the training is done via the computer, via the servers. And on site, you will have something like an instructor who's been to the course before. He's an adult, he can guide, so he can deliver it, and typically we blended learning. So they will be given an assignment, you go read this video, see this video, do this exercise at home, and in the classroom they will actually start working on a solving problem. So this is what we have in mind for the education. The second thing which we are looking at is, frankly speaking, I mean, out of most of the children, I don't think more than 80%, they are more worried about getting in money. They are more worried about getting food. I mean, I'm sorry for the educated pundits and all this stuff. They are not interested in getting a high degree. Yes, they are 5, 10, 15, 20% people who feel involved, who are worried about getting A+. But these people are worried about getting an A+, and what you've done is a beautiful job. The second thing I wanted to point out was, knowledge is doubling every 2 years, maybe 3 years. It's doubling definitely. Now, what does it mean if you have to go through the standard process? Knowledge doubles. So one is by the time the industry sees, okay, well, we got to do something here, and then there is a university, the curriculum is made, then the teachers are trained. At least 10 years have passed. Maybe it will be less. So if country, India can revamp its systems, which is what we could talk at maybe then we can have a competitive edge. In fact, we do just-in-time teaching, just-in-time learning. We have this concept in supply chains, so that's something which I thought I'd share with you. So we can do this thing, and then we go and force everybody is not an employee, everybody is an entrepreneur. So he's got 24 hours in the day. In case he's a fresher, well, then he can do whatever. He's already working, which a lot of the IT people are already working.
We understand. You can continue during the tea time or. Thank you so much.
I just want to share this with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for good deliberations. I think it's time to conclude because already this new session is going to be started. Thank you so much for your.